So I guess we'll start off. How was Christmas? We talked about that before the podcast, but how did it go for you?
My Christmas was wonderful. I spent it with family. I went to my our aunt's house, had some good food. I ate a lot, and oh yeah, open presents. And it's always a good time to reconnect with the family, play a little bit of games here and there, some board games. But yeah, the also at Oregon, the ice melted pretty quickly, so we didn't get a lot of snow, but a little bit of freezing rain, which is way worse than snow. But overall, I'd say yeah, I mean, Christmas just kind of just felt like another day for me. Stream in the morning. Fortunately, the gym was closed, so couldn't go in the morning. So I was like, all right. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a pretty normal day. Went to bed, wake up, and do the same thing. How about you?
Oh, I had a terrible Christmas. um, I didn't go to see family. Everyone in the house left for Christmas, so I basically just stayed at home in my house essentially because all my roommates were gone and I didn't travel. And I mean, I guess I took the day off, which is the first time I've taken a day off in a long time. I think probably since my birthday. So like in 7 months. So I guess it like wasn't all bad, admittedly. Yeah.
Did you at least cook yourself something to eat?
Yeah, I did. I cooked a Factor 75 meal. Use code
Yeah,
Athena. Dude, do you
yes.
have any of those by the way? They're awesome. They taste like they're actually like legitimately high quality.
Yeah, I eat them sometimes on stream. All they do is pop in the microwave, and they're as convenient. With or without the sponsor, I would say that it's really good for someone that doesn't have time to cook all the time and they want the right nutrients and high protein. I think it's a perfect source. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, it might be a little bit more pricey, kind of like an online
No, no,
delivery, but
it's not. It's not. It's actually cheaper. I've done the math. So, I think for like my thing, it's like $70 a week, for 6 meals, which is like, I mean, that's like I guess a little bit pricey, but it comes out to like 280 a month for groceries. And like normally, what I do at least, is like I wake up, I fast, and then like so I can like focus like with working and whatnot, and then I'll work out, and then I'll eat the factor meal, and then drink a protein shake, and then I'm full, and then I go to bed. So it's like not the most amount of calories, but like the protein shake is like a calorie focused protein shake, so like it makes it up. So I end up getting like 1,700 to 2,100 calories, which is like what my maintenance is right now.
mm,
So like it's like pretty good. I think it's like a great product, and it's like it's super convenient that I can just like order it, it gets delivered to my door, and like the food is actually like legitimately good. I don't really know how to like describe it, other than like you wouldn't expect it from like something that you put in the microwave for like 2 to 3 minutes. Like it's like I like it. I had the pesto salmon last night and it was awesome. And I'm having like chicken tomorrow, and it's like it's always been like consistently good.
yeah, I would say like even if it's a microwave, even if it was, it has to be frozen if it's being shipped, but it's still good quality because they cook it really high quality and then they have to freeze it down a little bit, but still it's really good, especially for how convenient it is. So little little plug for Factor there if you are looking for. I think yeah, Factor was the one that I work with, and they sent me I think 6 or 12 boxes, something like that. I think my favorite was definitely the green beans and the roasted chicken. That was a really good one. It's had like all these like good amount of protein and putting on trying to put on weight and fitness. Speaking of that, I had a clip the other day and ton of people were just disagreeing with me. And I'm like, how could you disagree?
Oh boy,
And
was it
it
was it
was
Twitter?
no, no, no. It was like a
Okay.
clip I posted. It was a clip from our stream. And it was I said for people to that if you go to the gym, then you will just naturally feel more confident in yourself. And I think everybody knows that. And I apply that for Siege. And people were like, why would you only go to Siege? Or why would you only go to the gym just to get good at Siege? And those people, I just, do you even think? Like, of course, I'm talking about it. Like, just working out is have so much more benefits than just in Siege. Because the way that I do my content is that I preach a lot of not only, oh, you know, do this many T hunts, do this and that, but I really preach about how people can get good at Siege by just becoming a smarter individual in general. Whether that's, you know, like I said, you can work out, but I talk about like the mental advice as well. So I think if you really want to get good at video games, you have to look at getting good outside of the game. Maybe it's your setup. Maybe it's how you feel before you get the game. Or do you have a headache? Do you just argue with someone before the game and you're going to play a lot worse? So I think how you play in game is definitely a reflection of how your mood is in person. Now, you can call that cringe, but I'm just saying, dude, I'm just taking every advantage if you want to get out of games. Because at the end of the day, you're the one controlling it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like pretty true. Like, there's like a whole thing that like professional teams have. Like, they have just like guys who like get the players in the gym because like if you're physically fit, right, like you play better, right, and like you're more confident. And it's like I'm probably gonna butcher the saying, but it's like if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you play good, and if you play good, you get paid good, right? Like that's the saying, and it all starts from like your like habits when it comes to like the gym and things like that. And it's like I mean, even like more so like to your point, like yeah, I'm gonna take every advantage I can get. Like if like a game was like about like percentages, right? Like it's like if you can have like 0.1% over your opponent, like over a long enough time frame, like you will eventually like come out on top, like consistently. And like that difference could be like champion or diamond. So it's like, in my opinion, like just do it. I apply the same principles to YouTube. Like we min max like 99% of our YouTube stuff. Like we have a guy like right now, as like the time we're recording this on the 26th of December, we have a guy who's doing like data analysis for Athena's channel, like just so we can get like 1% ahead of the competition. Like it might like sound dumb, but like in the long term, it's like super worth it because like it's going to yield better results. And I think it's already yielded some pretty good results. So like game, like life in general is a game about percentages, but like that's a topic for like a completely different like podcast.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, the other day I was just like looking at, well, something I just kind of realized is just whenever I make my content to help people, obviously I want to help as many people as I can, but at the same time, it's kind of a weird feeling that I've discovered about like maybe a few months ago is that like not everybody wants to be great. Not everybody wants to, you know, fulfill themselves. A lot of people actually just, they want to stay in the same spot and repeat the same task. And that's, if they want to do that and they like doing that forever, sure, by all means. But I'm pretty sure 90% of people do not want to stay in the average rank in this game. They want to play the high levels. They want to have a better looking body. They want to be smarter. They want to be, richer. And I just cannot think of reality where I don't have this abundance of things. And it's just extremely hard to even talk with these people on the internet of like, what? So wait, you know, it's it's just like it kind of mind boggling about me. So sometimes whenever I come across people and I try to help them, it's have to realize, well, there's going to be people in society that just don't get it, and that's totally okay. It's just you move on to the next people until you meet people alike. And it's 100% really good in game too. A lot of people were some people were telling me like, oh, I met these guys who are all quote unquote, alibi crutches. They're really good mechanically. They're flashy. We all know those players who have like really good aim, but sometimes they overheat and they die. But and he's like, yeah, they're really good, but they're super toxic at times, and they're really rowdy. I think that a lot of people have this, especially when people grow up and while playing games, they stay with the same friend group from school. Now, video games in school are obviously pretty different. So I would just make sure you're not handicapping yourself with just because, oh, he's from school. I had to start playing with them. I had to keep playing with them. I had to drag him along to these stacks and, he dropped 0 kills. He's your boy. But, unfortunately, you need someone that can carry their weight in game. So I would just say to people out there that are playing with people that they don't want, but they're still doing it, whether that's a school friend or maybe it's an online friend you met, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say, hey, we're I think we have another person, or I think we're just gonna play with us for now. I'll let you know if we want to play later. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think being able to say that is gonna save you a lot of time and energy playing games. Because I don't like if you're playing games in the first place, unless you're making money on it, unless you're actually providing value to your life about it, like even if it's fulfillment for a few hours, don't waste that time, you know, wishing like, you had a better experience as well. So 100% pick out your players wisely
I
because
think
they
it's
gaming is fun with people
I
as
think it's
well.
like the same thing with like life though, in general, right? Like I mean, like I guess like we're like talking now, like retrospectively speaking, but like a lot of
Whatever I
people,
say in game is gonna apply the same time in real life.
yeah, like a lot of the time, like and like I know like you probably know this, right? Like firsthand, where it's like you have friends like who are like friends like you went to high school with, right? And like you still have like a soft spot and like your heart for them, but like they just don't get it. And like kind of circling back to what you were saying before is like not everyone has to get it, right? Like it's not a necessity for everyone to want to be like high functioning, right? It's not a necessity for everyone to want an abundance of things. Like some people are like totally fine, like just like chasing like hedonistic desires and like just like living like the status quo. But like those are not the people that you want to have in your like your council or your camp, if you will. If you yourself are trying to like go further, and like that's just like a general thing I see a lot. And kind of circling back to like people not getting it is like, dude, Twitter's like the perfect example of this. um I see him smirking over there, but like the people on Twitter just like don't get it, and like they're a perfect example of like who you don't want to surround yourself with, and like this is like similarly applicable to anything, right? So like anything that's like inherently like competitive or and inherently where there is a like definitive like skill, right? Where like you can like see that through like the fruits of your labor. You don't want to have people surrounding yourself with that are just like average, right? Or who don't want to better themselves at the very least. And I find that like as a pitfall because like some people will always like take over like their friends over like growth. And I think that's not the wrong way to go about it, but I do think it is the wrong way if you want to like achieve like success.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, well, I smirked because you said Twitter because I think Twitter is one of the last place you want to go. It's like Twitch chat basically. It's the last place
It's
you want to go if
worse.
you want to say anything logical, anything common sense. There's always gonna be rebuttal somehow. But obviously, if you have a larger platform and you're gonna reach more people about that. But yeah, I just think the more I make content on social media, the more I just think like it confuses my brain to read comments. 'Cause I love reading comments. I love reading people who say, my content has helped them. Maybe they agree on the content I'm talking about. Having a logical conversation. But then someone just comes with some dumb ass take, and I'm just like, I have to like stop scrolling for a second. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And moments like that, you just gotta have to build that mental barrier. You kind of have to just turn off all logical sense. So, and I mean, just in general, I think a lot of people stress on people online and their opinions about stuff. I think if you ever come across, cyberbullying or maybe
Just turn your
someone
phone
says
off.
something, not necessarily turn your phone off, but you have to understand that they are speaking from a place of pain, and 90%, 95% of what everybody says online, they wouldn't say in person. There's not a lot of honest people on the internet. It's a lot of jump on the wave here and there. Oh, this guy's bad. Oh, maybe he was pretty good. Then in person, they'll say, fuck this guy, oh, blah, blah, blah. This guy's dumb, cringe, blah, blah, loser. But like, bro thinks he's him. Like, all these kind of internet, like, ways of trying to, like, look down on someone. And then in person, they're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I love your content, bro.
Dude, oh my
People switch up
god.
so much.
It
People
happens
switch up.
so much too. Cause like the internet has just become like just kind of like a breeding ground for like just this. It's so weird. Like on one like hand, like the internet is like super beneficial, right? For like a lot of things. Like it's afforded us opportunities to like make money and like do this like where we like enjoy something that we do and make money, right? But on like the flip side, like it's also like just bred this like just incessant like group of people who only talk on the internet. And like I've had not like the same experiences that you described, but like for example, the major. I don't know if you had something similar like this, where it's like I know people who like at the time were like would shit talk me on Twitter, but like at the major they're like, oh yeah, what's up, Vex? Like acting all friendly, and I'm like, that's like weird because like you were acting really different on Twitter 2 weeks ago, man. And I mean I get it, right? Like there's a sense of anonymity when you're on Twitter, and it's not like real life, but like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like if that's how you like act on Twitter, like I don't think that's how like I would just want to associate you in real life, and I think that speaks volumes about like the person themselves. Because like that's like kind of like an advantage of like being yourself on Twitter, which is like listen, I'll say like whatever the fuck on Twitter, and then I'll also just say it in real life. Like I don't care. Like I said, the famous tweet we'll go is like if you're broke, that's like your fault, right? They got like I got a lot of backlash for that. I still believe it. I'll say it to your face. I'm not friends with brokies in real life. It's just that's that simple. Like my inner circle is like you and Shock. And guess what? Are any of us brokies? Well, probably me the most. So, but like that's besides the point, I feel. But like no, it's like not generally the case. And like it's nice because it's like we can call each other out on the bullshit, and it's like we are the type of people rather where it's like it's not that big of a deal, right? Like you call me out my bullshit, it's like yeah, you're right. Like I'm not gonna take it offensively. I'm not gonna be like, Tino said I'm fat. What am I gonna do? Time to eat a chocolate bar. It's like no, I'm like yeah, I mean he's right. Like I should probably hit the gym more, and like I should build that habit up. And he's not wrong. And it's like Twitter is just kind of like bred a group of people where it's like that's not applicable, right? Like they are like soft. They speak their mind on Twitter. They use that like security of being like anonymous to an extent, or like being online to like say like whatever they want to say, and then like in real life like they're bitch made. Like they literally switch up, and like I think that's like I don't know. I think it's like weird. It's just like not how things are done. I feel like as like a human, like I respect you less if you do that. Like I would respect you more if you shit talk me on Twitter, and then if you shit talk me in real life. And I feel like Twitter is like just a prime example of that. Like where it's just like people are like not people anymore.
100%. What time are we at right now?
We are at 16 minutes, and we got to record another one after this. We have to go back to back, and I've got a great topic for the next podcast. So we can't cover it this podcast.
All right. Well, I'll wrap this one up, and with what you just said right there, I think in general, I think even whether you want to be successful on the internet or not, being the same person online, but being even better in person, I think is what everybody should strive for, because the internet, social media is so inflated these days with highlights of people's lives, what people say, only a few, sometimes even a few pictures and sentences can, just describe someone. And I think people put their whole reputation and their thought of someone based on what that singular sentence said. Like everyone's the same people, bro. Everyone shits in the morning. Everyone looks this like, has those bad days. So it's like people put these people on pedestals, and it's super unhealthy for your brain. But like I said, like being honest and being a better person in person rather than online is going to take you a lot farther than trying to be someone that you're not online, and then being a total lower level of yourself in person. And it's really just being honest, being like I said, people can say things behind the internet and screen, but they can't do that forever. They can't be at the computer forever. And if they want to, then have fun, you know, slobbing away on your computer and never seeing the real world again. So yeah, I would say just be 100% honest with yourself. Be careful what you say on the internet, not because someone's going to hack you, but hold those words against you. You don't want your word to be freaking weak. You want your word to be strong like iron. That way, when you say something, you're actually going to mean it. Because that way, if you ever want to do something and do something you want in your life and chase goals, then you're actually going to do it and believe in yourself. You don't need no BS motivation video or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree, and I think on that note we can kind of just like wrap it up, perhaps, because we do have a second podcast to record today. We're gonna try to get 2 done same day, which is probably what we should be doing every day, but we don't. We should get better about that. But hey, podcasts are going out. This has officially made it farther than me and Shock's podcast, which lasted 1 episode. So that's impressive.
We're on
like
3 episodes now.
There's like a stat where it's like 98% of podcasts don't get past like the 3rd episode or something, or might be like the 12th, but like they don't make it very far. So like as long as we make it past like 12 episodes, we're doing great. We're doing better than everyone else.
That's nothing. If you want to succeed in this world, bro, not more, just do more than the bare minimum. Everyone nowadays is like their competition is so
Dude,
low. It's
oh
never
my
been easier to do
Oh my
anything.
god. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about that real fast, and then we can wrap it up because it'll actually lead into like the next podcast topic. But man, so someone brought this to my attention, or maybe it was like a video I saw, or whatever it was. But it was like your competition as like we'll just like say as a man, because like I can only speak from the perspective as a man, is like relatively low, right? Like if you think about like everyone like that you averagely see, right? Like no one's buff, right? Like I would say like the average intelligence is like something that leaves a lot to be desired in most cases. And like most people are broke, right? So it's like if you just go to the gym, you're already ahead of like 90% of people, right? And if you just read a book like an hour a day, you're ahead of another 90% of people. And then if you just save your money, you're ahead of like another 90% of like people. So it's like if you have all three of those things, like you're just gonna win. So like your
Of course.
competition is just so low nowadays, like, and people don't understand that. It's like everyone is like, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was like again the advent of the internet, or it's like just the way the culture is like being shifted.
Internet, 100%.
But like everyone just does the bare minimum. And like when I was in school, and like I'm like very thankful for my parents in this case. It's like I was always taught like not to do the bare minimum, right? It's like, listen, if you got like a task, and like my dad put it this way at best, he's like, if you got like a job, like do like put 100%, 110% in that job, right? Like they're hiring you, right? Like you can do the bare minimum like and skate by, and like that's cool. But like if you want to progress and you want to move up in the world, like you got to do 110%. Like that's just how it is. And if like if you just applied that mindset to every aspect of your life, there's no way it would be worse off. Like it would definitely be better, and people just don't see that. They just like doing the bare minimum, which is like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, there's a saying. There's a difference between want and want. There's a diff. The first one is seeing some buff dude on the internet. Oh, let me look up a 30-minute workout or a 10-minute ab workout. Get abs in 10 minutes. Do that shit. Next day. Oh, what? I don't want to feel like doing abs. Oh, look at this new video.
Me
And
with
the shiny
legs.
object syndrome keeps going on. But the second one is, I want to do it. They want to do it. Okay, what's necessary to do it? That's the old fashioned way, but there's just so many distractions for nowadays to make men weak nowadays. Like everything is on a screen for you. You don't need to go out and get it. You just have to type it in with your fingers, and then boom, it's there. Whatever you want to, like whatever, like entertainment and like YouTube videos, like everything, like socializing with people. Like you can watch someone else socialize on YouTube, like vlogs and streams and stuff like that. So there's definitely not like, well, I'm not saying streaming is bad, but like instant gratifications everywhere. TikTok, shit like that. TikTok is
Yeah.
extremely bad for your brain. Extremely. If it's not the right content, obviously.
I just think short form content is bad in general. That's again
Yeah.
a topic for down the line. I guess
Yes.
that being said, I think this is episode 4.
3.
No, because there's a third one scheduled for today.
Oh, okay. I just didn't
Yeah.
see what was uploaded.
Yeah, that's episode 4. I'm not too sure what we're gonna call this one. Probably internet is
I have an
bad.
idea. I think it's definitely I think we had a really good shot at people like people you surround yourself with, so something like that. We can
Well,
get a title for that.
we'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna stop recording. 3, 2, 1.